The congregation of St. Matthew's Church thought they knew Pastor David Coleman. For 12 years, he'd delivered Sunday sermons about redemption and salvation. He organized charity drives, counseled troubled families, and baptized their children. But when FBI agents raided the church basement at 3 a.m. on a cold Tuesday morning, they discovered a hidden room behind a false wall. Inside, they found 17 fake passports, $200,000 in cash, and something that would shatter this small community forever: a detailed map marking the locations of 23 missing women across 6 states. This is the story of how America's most trusted man became its most wanted. Pastor Coleman arrived in the town of Millbrook in 2010, driving a beat-up Honda and carrying nothing but a seminary degree and a warm smile. The previous pastor had left under scandal, and the community was desperate for spiritual guidance. Coleman was perfect. He was single, devoted, and had an incredible ability to connect with people, especially young women struggling with addiction or family problems. "He saved my life," said Sarah Mitchell, a former drug addict who credited the pastor with her recovery. "When my own family gave up on me, Pastor David never did." The church grew from 80 to over 400 members under Coleman's leadership. He started a halfway house for troubled women, a job placement program, and even a 24-hour crisis hotline that he personally managed. But Sarah Mitchell hasn't been seen since March 15, 2022. Neither has Jessica Torres, who called the crisis hotline 3 days before she vanished. Or Amanda Walsh, who lived in Coleman's halfway house for 2 months before disappearing without a trace. It started with good intentions, or so Coleman claimed. The halfway house attracted vulnerable women with no families, no support systems, and often no one who would report them missing. Coleman would gain their complete trust over several weeks. He'd help them get clean, find jobs, and rebuild their confidence. Then, he'd approach them with an opportunity. "I have connections with families looking for live-in help," he'd say. "Good Christian families who will take care of you. All I need is to hold your ID for safekeeping while we arrange transportation." The women trusted him completely. After all, he was their savior. What they didn't know was that Coleman had built a network spanning 6 states. He would transport these women to remote locations where they were sold to the highest bidder. His church van, decorated with cheerful Bible verses, became their prison on wheels. The fake IDs found in the basement revealed Coleman's true operation. He was creating new identities for these women, erasing their past lives, and making them disappear from society completely. His accomplices included Jake Morrison, a truck driver and church deacon, and Linda Hayes, the church treasurer who handled the financial transactions. Together, they'd operated this network for over 8 years. Coleman's downfall began with a single mistake: he kept a trophy from each victim. Detective Maria Santos had been tracking missing persons cases across state lines when she noticed a pattern. All the women had connections to religious organizations in their final weeks. The break came when Jessica Torres' sister hired a private investigator. Jessica had mentioned Pastor Coleman in her last phone call, saying he was helping her start a new life far away. When police obtained a warrant to search the church, Coleman seemed confident. He gave them a tour himself, joking about looking for evidence of his secret chocolate stash. But police dogs detected something behind the basement wall. When they broke through, they found Coleman's hidden office. Detailed records of every transaction, photos of victims, and most damning of all, a journal describing his methods. One entry read, "The key is becoming their entire world first. Once they depend on me for everything: food, shelter, purpose, they'll follow me anywhere." The map on the wall had red pins marking last known locations of victims and black pins marking delivery points. 23 red pins. 19 black pins. 4 women were still somewhere in Coleman's network. Coleman, Morrison, and Hayes were arrested that morning. The FBI launched a massive multi-state operation to locate the 4 women still missing. 3 were found alive within 48 hours, rescued from locations across the Midwest. But the 4th location led to the most shocking discovery of all. When agents raided the final address, a farmhouse in rural Montana, they didn't find the missing woman. Instead, they found Coleman's wife and 2 teenage daughters, living under assumed names. If you're enjoying the story, please subscribe for more. Coleman had been reported as a widower, claiming his family died in a car accident years earlier. In reality, he'd faked their deaths and hidden them away to protect them from his criminal activities. His wife, Margaret, had no idea about his trafficking operation. She thought they were in witness protection, hiding from dangerous people who had threatened their family. As Coleman was led away in handcuffs, reporters shouted questions about his motive. He turned back once and said something that still haunts investigators today: "I was saving them from worse fates. You'll never understand the darkness I protected them from." The fourth woman, Amanda Walsh, has never been found.